welcome to tonight. Craziness is likely to ensue as the group now has to recover from the craziness that went down last session. Now, for a quick recap, really quick, they went out, did some shit, got in trouble, managed to kill a bunch of Bahari, save the hound, Alexis, from a sacrifice, got a couple bodies with weird tattoos on their palms, blew up a building, and have escaped. So, probably the same night, guys. You can have your willpower back since it is a new session. So no need to rouse yet. That'll be for the next evening. But you guys managed to get away from the place. I think you actually were on your way back. You stuffed all the bodies in the back of the SUV. What's the plan with these things? What do you guys want to do with that? Just jump right in.
So he's just staked, right?
So the hound, they're staked, yeah. Well, actually, no, they're in torpor because remember, they're all strung up around the well. Mm-hmm. And everybody's fucked up. So the hound, they're in torpor, Alexis in torpor, and the other four individuals themselves are also in torpor.
Okay. Well,
there's a well here anyway, so.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I think we should wake them up first, and then we should see if they have any clue who these other four assholes are, because I don't know, does that tattoo seem like anything any of you recognize?
No, it's nothing I've ever seen before.
What's the levels of cult going around? Since that's kind of like a replacement for the lore type of thing.
I have 3.
I has 3.
I have 3 as well.
You have a 3. Okay. Yeah, you guys have no idea. Like, it's this weird tattoo. What is interesting is that it looks relatively old. Like, it's been weathered a little bit, which is odd, given the fact that you have to go through special steps to try to tattoo something permanently on a vampire's skin. So
yeah, I was going to ask about that. Is there any way for me, as somewhat of, I guess, an expert at tattoos and having begun an apprenticeship under someone who apparently knows how to tattoo vampires, is there anything like I could get from that? At least like whether or not they were tattooed before the embrace or after the embrace?
You can't tell. Not quite yet. And you're starting to, your lessons you went through with Edith are kind of at the point of you get the principle of what she's doing, but you don't quite know what she puts into like her mixture that goes into the ink yet. But you really can't tell if it was their pre or post embrace. More than likely though, unless they were all like tattooed by the same sire and then embraced afterwards, or got some cult initiation right before the embrace, it's hard to tell if it was before or after. But coincidence.
There's no way. Without Auspex, there's no way to tell if it's magical with our knowledge and like rituals and all our.
No, but you can use Sense Unseen and get like a magical emanation if any of you have that.
I don't.
I do.
Well then, with an examination using Sense the Unseen, there is a subtle, very subtle mystical, like, not quite an aura, but just like some sort of sense around those tattoos.
Well, I'm not going to dwell on it too much, because I don't know what it means and I don't know who they are, but I feel like the Hound is going to know. And I feel like we should consult with the Hound first before we do anything, because remember, our goal here, which we've already accomplished in the most brutal fashion I've ever seen, is to figure out what happened to the Hound. So I feel like we should firmly plant ourselves into the pocket of the Hound.
Are we capable of awakening the Hound?
One way to find out.
That is a good question. Let's find out.
It's another situation where he's going to be out for 50 years or
Yeah, I
whatever.
don't know.
Right.
We could use a taste for blood and find out their generation, right?
Yeah, we'll just
Yeah,
stuff
you
him
can
in the
get
trunk with our sire, or with Quentin.
Well, even if we don't end up waking him up, we could always just return him to those who need to find him.
Yeah, that's definitely what we should do, yeah.
So let's resolve and discipline to find out their generation, or...
So it's your resolve plus blood sorcery.
Okay.
Difficulty's a 3.
I have failed. I got 2.
Okay. So you go to activate your abilities, and as you taste like the smallest portion of Alexa's blood, you can't really get much. Like, it's almost indecipherable. You do get this, well, obviously one, it's cainite blood that you're imbibing. You can't really tell much about potency or viscosity of the blood. It doesn't really come through, nor can you get resonance. And it to you, it feels like some of the ritual that they were put through before you found them probably is messing a bit with their aura.
I'll roll one.
So you can spend a willpower to re-roll the 2 normal dice that were failures. And
That
then,
is a good point. Did we get all our willpower back?
Yes, you did.
You said?
Yeah,
Then-
new session,
Yeah, then let's do
refresh.
that.
Okay.
We'll roll those 3 and get 3 successes.
So you
Perfect.
refocus your efforts. Now you know what the interference is, and as you kind of push yourself past that mystical, like I guess, distraction that you kind of feel in the aura of the hound, you push yourself past that, and you definitely get a bit of a sense of the blood potency. Now you're blood potency too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So the hound, they're the same potency as you are. You can definitely feel that the potency is right around yourself. So you would still need somebody more potent than you.
Yeah.
Now you didn't get a critical win, so that's unfortunate, most unfortunate actually. But you definitely do get that. There's a bit of a flavor of that fleeting, not necessarily madness, but visions in the blood as you kind of sup it. So there's probably a Malkavian lineage here going on.
I finished tasting the blood, and I'll just look over to Sullivan and Preston. This individual is about as potent as I am myself, so I wouldn't be able to wake them. We would need someone more potent than us. Like someone sleeping in a box. Just rub my temple.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we could do what neonates would do, which is take him to,
The
someone.
sheriff?
Yes, the sheriff or the individual who put us on this little task.
yes, I think
Yeah.
that would be the thing to do. I think
agree.
it was, what's her name's, yeah, I think it was Sierra's assistant or whatever.
Well, call him up and tell him, we found those eggs they were missing.
A couple others.
I like that.
Yeah, I think that we should just take this entire bundle, and I mean, I don't know who these 4 are, but they must have some relevance to the city as well.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll make the call. I'll call Sierra's dude, as I believe we were instructed to do, if my memory is correct, right, Ray?
Ooh, quick question.
Yes.
The 4 with the tattoos on their hands, I'd like to try one of theirs as well, just to see what their potency and whatnot is.
So you grab one of the individuals and you kind of go past all the ritual scarification on them. You actually succeed in your rousing, so that's good to give yourself the bonus.
I roused, so yeah, there we go.
Well, now you got 2 dice bonus.
Yeah.
All right. I will use one of those dice though, just for shits and giggles.
Okay.
Right on.
We
Yeah, and I got a critical success.
critical success. Nice.
Ooh. Okay. With the critical success, things change a bit in terms of what you get. First off, you get that the random one you tested is actually a blood potency of 3, so it's higher than you. It's more viscous than your particular blood. 2, it tastes very familiar to you. The blood that's in the veins of this particular individual feels like yours. It tastes like yours. So that's an issue. You
Okay.
can tell that they have diablerized in their past at least once with the corruption that's still in their soul that you can kind of touch through your tasting of the blood. And this individual is not quite a pretender elder, but on their way there for sure. Probably, I'd say 10th or so generation is what it tastes like.
Okay, so like mine.
Just more potent. So they've probably just been a bit longer embraced than you have.
Okay.
Spicy meatball.
So, how about we pump the brakes here for a moment? This individual, and I don't know if all of them are like this, but this individual definitely is interesting. I think that the 2 of us might be of the same clan.
Interesting indeed.
Yeah, a little bit more potent. Probably a little bit older than I am. But
What about the other 3? I mean, if we're gonna jump down the rabbit hole, let's do it
okay.
both feet.
All right, Ray. Well, I guess in for a penny, in for a pound. These guys want to know. So apparently, I'm the only one with taste of blood, and luckily, it doesn't cost me anything.
You are apparently.
Yes. Okay.
I took Scorpion's touch. Sorry.
I'm not using any dice for this because, frankly, after the first 2, I'm kind of like whatever. But I got 3 on the second one.
Oh, okay. So the second individual that you hit up, this is a female vampire. When you taste her blood, you get your 3 successes. It tastes similar, similar to the last one you got, but the blood potency is not quite as thick, like a little bit younger. It's actually like right around your age, like right around your potency. So it's definitely solidly at a 2. The blood does certainly taste just like yours in some respects.
And all right, so same thing for number 3.
Oh.
Fucking Jesus Christ! 5 successes.
Is it a crit though? Is it 2
No.
10s? Okay.
No, just 1. Just all successes.
The third one is one of the other males, and as you kind of weed through these corpses, essentially in the back of the SUV, you just grab the blood from some of the scarification that I would put on him for the ritual that was upcoming, and you taste it. It again, same descent, and it feels like the potency is around the same as well as yours. Also, blood potency 2. Probably the same generation. If he's a lesser generation than you, he's probably just older.
Okay.
But the blood does have that taste that's very similar to your own. Again.
Okay, and the last one. Yeah, only 2 successes on that one.
Not quite getting a read on it.
Well, I figure we'll just go with the same pattern. They're not going to know the difference, so I'll lie. Yeah. So. After I taste all of their blood, I'll again glance back at the 2. It appears as if they're all of my lineage. I'll look to Sullivan because Sullivan is the same, like embraced.
Sullivan's embraced.
I'm embraced Baali. I'm not Toreador, right?
Yeah, I'm not Toreador either.
Gotcha.
Sean
I thought you and Sean were.
No. I'm purebred. No, but I'm embraced Baali like you. And
Gotcha.
Preston is the one that was re-embraced.
Apostate, right?
Yeah.
By the way, really quick, Nate, getting that willpower back that you spent earlier.
Okay. So it would appear to me that they're all of our line somewhere, Sullivan. All of them, but 2 are of a. Their blood is a bit more potent than ours, so there's a couple here that are. I'll point to the first one and the last one. Both of them seem to be a bit higher, of a bit older than we are, and these other 2 are around about my age.
They're probably
wonder
Larson's
if
crew.
This was a cell of Larson's crew.
It would make sense. We don't know who they are.
Causes people.
Well, in this situation, Ray, I, the player, am not quite certain what would be the appropriate thing to do, but I have to assume it wouldn't be to unstake them and rise them from torpor.
Well, they're not staked.
me-
They're all in torpor, like damage-wise.
For me, I would think they're a problem. They're directly the opposite of what we're trying to do. So if they're not around anymore, they can't raise.
No, I don't think it was that they were the opposite of what we're trying to do. I think it's the disagreement between Larson and Quentin was that Quentin got involved in some other shit that out of game I know what it is, but in game we don't. There's just a disagreement on like, right? As far as we know, Quentin went off and got involved in some other group or whatever, and it's
Quincy is staying free of the like no ties to any type of cult or sect outside of the clan. From what he told you guys, Larson is working for another organization that he doesn't particularly feel comfortable with. And yes, they're on the same path, but they view it a little they view it very differently than you guys do. So they're still
So they're trying to keep him asleep too.
Yeah, they're still trying to keep it asleep. They're destroying nests.
I was under the impression they were trying to wake them up. Okay.
No, they're going on destroying wells that aren't under their control. Like remember when you guys went through Quincy's ritual books, he flat out stole that ritual from
And made his
Larson.
own notations, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't have any direct conflict with these people, and provided they don't find our well, we don't have any direct quarrel with them.
Well, I guess we need to make a decision at this point what that actually means. Because
Well, I
not
think
having
if-
a quarrel with them and housing their torpid corpses.
No. I think we use them. We give them back to Larson and use that as the bartering. Hey, leave us the fuck alone. Here's your people back. Stay off our nuts. Or they go away and no one's the wiser.
Maybe we should think on that a little bit more. I'm not saying we should do anything tonight, but it's very hard to be like, here's your people back, leave us alone. Even I wouldn't actually keep that promise.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
Well, and the other thing is we don't know how much the Hound knows in terms of who these people are, what they were doing. So if they're
Right.
suddenly not around, then we look like
I kind of feel
suspect.
like we should just pretend like we are as ignorant as we were when we picked them up.
I agree.
all right.
Because if they are allied to him or to someone else, that gives us a clear image of how deep the rabbit hole starts to go. And if nobody knows who they are and they become sacrificial lambs, sadly, we haven't really lost anything.
That's fair.
Well, yeah, and I think if we call and we turn all of this in, it'll be important for us to see how it gets handled. Like
Yeah,
how
it'll
this
give
how
us-
the city how the city reacts, how the various
Right.
players deal with it.
I agree.
And
We'll be able to
negotiate
see
and whatever.
who does what and how we can potentially manipulate them. That's fair.
Yep.
I like that plan.
Okay.
Okay. So
So back to
ignorance
making
it
a phone
is.
call.
Ignorance it is. I'll go ahead and make the call.
Who are you calling?
I'm going to call the fuck is her name?
Sierra?
Sierra's
The Lasombra.
her fucking retainer or whoever he
Her
was.
guy, Mitchell. Mitchell Hawthorne.
Mitchell.
is the-
Yeah, he
the
was.
ghoul.
Yeah, who told us about it and to call him, or she told us to call him if
Yeah.
we found anything out, right? So I'm gonna
You
call
said
him.
Mitchell, and I for some reason thought of a completely different last name.
So you call him and he picks up in short order after you start the ring. It's like, hello,
Hi. My name is
Oh,
Preston.
sweet fucking Jesus. Yeah, I
We
know who
ran
you
into
are.
each other earlier in the evening, and
Yep.
you mentioned that you had a poor little lost dog loose in the city somewhere, and you were going to go around posting flyers. And I told you, you know what? We will go out and we will do our diligence, and we will track down your dog because we are animal lovers. And I have fantastic news for you, sir. We have located your lost puppy, amongst other things.
See, here is usually where I'd bust your balls, but if you found the puppy, then I guess everything's good on this side of the fence. Are they up and walking around, or are they down for a nap?
No. So tuckered out, just passed out. Can't wake her up. Poor little thing.
Fair enough. And you said other things as well. Should we meet for an exchange so we can get the pup to the vet and see if we can make sure she's okay?
We should, absolutely, because you know what the thing is? I think the reason she ran off is she was pregnant and there's a whole litter.
Well, we'll make sure you have enough room for everything.
Excellent. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Tell them they won't eat our kibble.
yeah, but no worries. They're not going to be eating our kibble or anything like that.
All right.
Let them eat kibble.
Well, we've already left the get together, so to speak. So why don't you come by the hotel?
We'll be right over.
All right. And he'll hang up.
All right, we got to go to the hotel.
Okay.
right. Off we go. I'll be driving us to the hotel.
So you guys will drive there. You pull up to the second level of the parking garage, get towards that private, elevator that Sierra has. And you guys will recognize the guard that's sitting there, the security person. She's still wearing that nice suit, got the earpiece in. And as you kind of pull up the SUV and park, she just kind of shakes her head. And when you walk out or get out of the car, you open the doors and close them. She's like, whoa. Before you do anything, I hear there's a delivery.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't I bring down a trolley or something for all of that gear that you have in the back? Yeah.
Yeah, the luggage.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would take several trips. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luggage cart for sure.
1 sec. And you'll see her
Maybe
kind of
maybe some luggage too.
yeah. You'll see her kind of talking through like, yeah, they're here. Let me ask, how many?
That's a solid 5
Oh.
bags worth.
Total, yeah.
Yeah, cinco. Yes, 5. It's Spanish for it's yes. Yes. Excellent. Thank you. Be just a second, gentlemen.
The Ocho.
You guys will wait for a moment. Yeah. ESPN 8, the Ocho.
The Ocho.
You guys will wait for a moment and you'll hear the elevator ding. And you'll see like one of those, it looks like those like portable, like, God, you see them in catering all the time, like where they put like the bread, like, sheets in and all that. It's like this like metal, like box essentially on wheels. And they just kind of cart it towards your SUV. And there's this like rolling scroll entrance that just, they push it up and you just hear clink, 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 clink as it opens up, and it looks like literally just a whole like huge baking like shelf that's been emptied out, and it's just sitting there. And you see like 2 of the guys, one of them's Mitchell, the guard from upstairs, and another guard you don't really recognize, and they just stand there. He's kind of like, listen, just toss them in however you can get them in, and we'll just kind of scoot them past. Just watch for there are some cameras down here, so
We will do so stealthily.
all right, so you guys just load the bodies. Are you doing all 5 into the back?
If they'll fit.
Yep, they will.
Yeah.
Just you're like, there's just arms akimbo, and like they're just pretzeled in and forced in, and then they pull down the hatch essentially, and they'll just start pushing it back towards the elevator, and the elevator open. They'll go inside.
I mean, I assume we're gonna follow them.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, as they kind of push it into the elevator, you kind of angle it towards the back. Now, mind you, remember, it's that cylinder. So there's barely enough room for all 5 of you people and this fucking huge thing. But it fits. Tight fit, but it fits. You guys will go all the way back up to the penthouse. The doors will ding open. They'll let you out first. And as they kind of like maneuver this huge thing out, you just hear it like click, click, and the wheels just kind of just grind across, the tile floor. They're like, all right, thanks, gentlemen. We're going to put these in the other room. But Sierra's, by the piano if you want to talk.
Yeah, of course.
And Mitchell and the other guy will kind of take off with the 5 bodies.
Start heading towards
Yeah,
where the
we'll head-
piano's at.
We'll head where
Been there
Sierra's
before.
at.
You guys walk through the door and you see, as usual, that floor-to-ceiling window view of Chicago, the skyline, and the lake. And Sierra's just sitting on the piano bench. She's not playing this time around. She's just sitting there. She looks like she's kind of dressed in more relaxed clothing than you saw her last. She's just wearing a loose like turtleneck black sweater, and she's wearing like a pair of like blue jeans. As you walk in, she just kind of smiles, stands up. Gentlemen, I hear there's been good hunting, so to speak.
Yeah, it
Found
went
5
really
big
well.
ones.
Yeah.
The hound, no less. You found Alexa. I want to hear all about it. And she'll gesture towards that sunken pit where you guys sat the last time you were here.
Go.
Yeah,
walk
we'll
down
go
there
sit
and
down.
Take a seat.
She'll sit across from the 3 of you, just kind of lean back, her arms across the cushions. What happened? What did you find?
Well, we were tipped off to the general location where the hound was last seen, so that's where we decided to start our search. And we got lucky and heard some activity coming from inside of a house. So we staked it out a little bit, and we noticed that, there was some vampiric shit going on. So we spied it out a little bit more, and it turned out that there was not only the hound, but these other 4 individuals with these weird tattoos on their palms, like almost like half moons, almost really weird. Anyways,
Crescent.
yeah, like a crescent moon, like on their palm.
Like
yeah,
the Muslim thing, but without a star.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd never seen anything like that before. Very strange. But anyways, it looks like they were just hanging over this big pit. And so we saw an opportunity to shock and awe, go in and get a drop on them. And yeah, we went in and grabbed them, and here we are.
So was that something to do with the explosion that I heard about?
Yeah, it got a little bit,
They
A
got
little messy.
it got a little messy. Yeah.
Yeah, but to clarify, like, that wasn't us. We went in to grab Alexi, and we saw those other 4 people, and something was happening upstairs at the same time. And as we snuck out the back, a bunch of cops showed up, and we just got out of there as soon as we could, because for obvious reasons we fucking
Right.
kindred, and we don't want to get spotted.
Did you see anybody else there that maybe you recognize from court or maybe from other dealings?
I want to get a gauge from them to see if they want to mention the other individual we saw that we recognized.
You guys have spent enough time
I'll
together.
kinda
You
look
can
up.
definitely let the body language speak its own, thing. So what impressions are you giving Lamont as he looks over at the two of you?
Yes, go.
So
Do
Sullivan's
it.
looking up like, did I recognize anyone?
I actually recognized one person, and I'll describe the individual because I don't. Nate doesn't remember the character's name, so I don't think Lamont would act as if he remembered the individual's name, but I'll just describe them.
Right. So you've got the old gangrel for one. That she's the one that's definitely like memorable.
Yeah.
Y'all did her dirty.
I'm gonna describe her, but I'm gonna describe whoever it was that walked in that we saw in the front.
Oh yeah. So one of the Nas essentially.
Yeah.
Is what you're bringing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you start bringing up, the way their mask looked and everything, you see Sierra just kind of nod, and you kind of get the expression that kind of crosses the face. She knows exactly who that is, and she just kind of shakes her head for a second. She goes, "So you let me get this straight." You see her hands kind of lift up from where she's got them resting on, like the cushion. She's like, "So you ran across the Bahari, or at least one of them, that had captured the Hound, Alexa, had them strung up, and 4 other individuals as well?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was, pretty much. We didn't stick around to ask questions, so we
Probably
just
a good idea.
got the fuck out.
Do you know what happened to them, or did you see?
The rest of them that were in the house. Mm-hmm. No, we snuck up on that one that was in the basement, and we snatched these. And then, like I said, the cops showed up, and we drug them out of there as fast as we could. And that's we heard the explosion just a few moments later, but we weren't close enough to actually see it.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, I can see to it that we get Alexa woken up. Like, getting them up is not an issue. I don't know who the others are, so that's going to be possibly kind of a hit and miss situation.
We
But-
don't know who they are either. So.
Yeah, we've never seen him.
Yeah, I'm assuming I probably haven't either. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll get in touch with Damien and then let him know, obviously, that you all came through and found his missing partner. And I'll let Prince Jackson know that the Scourge, but not a Scourge, has been found as well, which is a good thing. Anything you want to add, or?
Yeah, I just want to make it abundantly clear. We don't have any magic powers. We've just gone where people have suggested we go.
Oh.
and tracked things
Done our
down.
due diligence,
Like,
right?
like literally, I'm starting to get like the impression that someone might think that we're finding things a little too easily, but I think nobody around here actually does any work. Like, so
She'll laugh. I can't really disagree with that. And you'll see her kind of shift on the couch and cross her arms over her chest. I've been having to kind of step up for Damien since he got hurt in the last raid, so I understand entirely. The city doesn't run efficiently as it should, and I think there are some kindred here that are used to resting on their laurels and not really having to work too hard for what they have. Because let's face it, it's been a while since there's been anybody rattling sabers at the door, so people grew complacent.
That's fair.
Well, I'll give you the address of the building, even though I'm sure it'll be somewhere on the police blotter or whatever about large explosion, just in case anybody wanted to go and check out the address to see if there's anything else to be found there. The weird hole in the basement was a little bit off-putting, but I don't know, people are into the Bahari, I guess, are into weird shit now.
Weird
so.
hole? Like, what do you mean? Like there's a hole in the floor?
like put the lotion in the basket.
Yeah,
or
like a
it
big
gets the
pit.
hose again. I don't know
Like
if you
a-
get that reference, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Maybe, hey, who knows? Maybe they kept their victims down there. Who knows? I don't know how the Bahari do their shit.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not my thing. But I'm sure somebody will kind of look into it. We should probably get to it first before moral agencies do too much digging and run into some things that they shouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, in the meantime, of course, you know how to get a hold of us if there's any other information that you or the sheriff needs.
Can I ask you a question? Like the three of you?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's going on with Newberry? He's been kind of like creepier than normal recently.
What do you mean? How so?
Like I've caught him outside a couple times, this place.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know he's a Malkavian, right?
Well, yeah, I know that, but I
okay.
mean,
I'll give you my theory. He is probably attracted to you. He seems very obsessive.
the guy tried to kill me with a Molotov cocktail a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can be hot
Yeah.
and cold.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, hot and cold, huh?
I don't
Yeah.
mean to sound dismissive or diminishing of any like real danger that you might be in, but he's an obsessive. Like he is like every book about serial killers I've ever read, except someone made him immortal, and you know, also he's kind of important. So I don't know if he does crazy stuff like bad stuff, but definitely the moment he found out that we hung out at like a specific nightclub, he like started coming there and like feeding there and like doing it regularly. So like,
I'm doing it weird.
yeah, he very much like when he makes a friend, he like wants that friend forever. So, you know, we've just tried to like be as cool as possible, but also be like boring.
Okay.
Yeah, he's also a little bit wary of your clan.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's
so
that-
he's
that
got to
whole thing.
balance that with his obsessive.
As far as why he has a
Things.
concern about your clan, I mean, I would assume it has to do with the origins of your bloodline and the fact that, you know, he's a Camarilla member, has been for a long time, probably some residual like PTSD from, you know, back 30 years ago when all the bad stuff happened.
Yeah, he's had a bone to pick with any Lasombra, any Sabat ghost. He's been one of the most fervent hunters of Walden's pack that I've seen. Like, it's almost like he took it personally, just knowing that they were here. That was insane.
But
So-
in the fact that he's worked with you so much now, probably makes you more special in his eyes, which is probably why you found him out front as opposed to not seeing him at all.
Like, he wanted me to see him?
Probably.
That takes it to a little different level of creep factor, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I have no doubts.
Yeah, it's like Romeo and Juliet, except Romeo's a Malkavian and Juliet's a Lasombra.
Right.
So
And
he's pulling his outside your balcony thing, but like in the only way that he knows how. You know what I mean?
fair. Weird, but, you know, fair enough.
I think he's very emotionally immature.
That's probably very accurate.
I wouldn't doubt it. You'll hear a sudden, like, start, like somebody bolted in one of the rooms further away, like down the hall, and you hear like a clattering of like that steel, like against a wall or a counter or something. You just hear like a clang. Sierra's kind of chuckles, like somebody just got woke up. Did you all want to talk to Alexa before they're let loose, or?
I don't really know that I have anything to. I mean, I don't really know Alexa, so
All right, well, I'm gonna go
Yeah, I don't
figure
know.
out what's going on. I figured you guys, you know, have every right to ask questions if you wish.
And maybe if we could just hang out and, you know, hear what happened, you know, maybe we can help them put some pieces together.
Sure.
yeah.
We'll just wait. There's supposed to bring Alexa down here once they're awake, so we can just wait for a few. The others, I don't feel should be brought out until we know exactly who the hell they are. So that's just my point of view.
Yeah, we've never seen him before, so.
You'll hear footsteps, 2 pairs coming down the tile hall. You hear them kind of swish around the corner to the doorway you guys walked into, kind of walking up from behind you because you're sit down in the sunken like couch area. Sierra's eyes kind of lift and look up, and she just kind of gives a nod. And you'll see Alexa kind of walk in, and some of their wounds are healing a bit, the visible ones that you saw. And they kind of go over and sit on one of the couches that, not with you guys, but like on the other side of the room, just kind of plops. And you just hear this grunt of like, fuck, as they sit down. The other person that was with them, you see, was Yesenia. Can I get a roll from interested parties? This is going to be a wits and awareness.
Wits and
I
awareness.
don't notice. Fuck all.
You got 0 successes. Oh,
I
that's
got a willpower though.
Damn, Yesenia.
she good. That's a bestial, a critical fail. Critical, bestial, messy success, messy critical. Thank you. I can speak, guys.
Jeepers.
That's cool. Fuck. I got 2 successes.
I'm gonna
Shit.
willpower reroll too.
Okay. You just kind of see Yesenia just kind of rub her brow like she's fucking tired. Just kind of give a nod to Sierra, glare at you guys for a minute before she turns around and starts heading back the other direction. Sierra looks over at Alexa. So, Scourge, what happened? See Alexa look over at Sierra, then look at the three of you. We're just airing laundry everywhere? Sierra goes, well, they rescued you, so I think they deserve to sit in. Sierra just kind of shrugs at her. You'll see that Alexa will stand up and walk over towards you guys and stand at the edge of the sunken, sitting area where you guys are at.
Conversation pit.
Yep. And they'll go and sit down just on the edge, legs dangling over the carpet. Well, I went to investigate these rumors of unknown kindred, and I got jumped. Sierra's like, that's it? And Alexa goes, that's it. I literally walked up the driveway, looked in the basement window, saw some weird shit going on. Next thing I know, something hit me from behind, and I wake up here. Sorry, by the way, I think I fucked up one of your ghouls. Sierra's like, it's to be expected, they're ghouls. I mean, that's what they're there for.
It was probably a Nosferatu that hit
I was
you.
going to say, he was the one standing outside when we walked up.
Let's over you guys. So what happened to the Nos? Did you all get them?
There was a snow shovel in the garage, and I broke off the shovel part and then took the handle, and I basically javelined it through the back of the Nosferatu, and drug him into the house right before we grabbed you and those 4 guys.
And got
Yeah.
the fuck out.
I don't know what the hell's going on with those 4. That's some weird shit. I didn't see them. They fit the descriptions of the people I was looking for, but I don't know anything about them. I literally just got there before apparently this Nosferatu hit me from behind. Speaking of weird shit, and she just Alexa kind of points at Sierra. We need to have a chat. Sierra goes, why? You see Alexa just kind of narrow their eyes a bit at her. You mean about what? You know exactly about what. That's a weird way to wake up. Sierra just kind of smiles. Well, Chicago's a weird place, dear, so get used to it?
I would like to sense Alexa's sin.
Sure.
Damn, bro, you just be fucking sensing shit.
I would like to use 2 dice. Okay. Oh my god. That's 6 successes. I'll take it.
Holy. But not a critical success.
No, unfortunately.
Close. Not
No
quite.
cigar.
All right, so you've got total of 6,
Seems critical to me, but
and Alexa will be rolling their resolve and composure. 2. Okay. You get nothing. Like you kind of submerge in, and there's no recent stain whatsoever. You get echoes of some violence, when you kind of push your consciousness into theirs, and you feel like that weird. It's like watching or hearing something from down a hallway. You get echoes of violence from the past, and it seems like Alexa was probably the instigator, but you're not getting details. It seems like it was a while ago.
How long, were we told how long Alexa's been missing?
Just a couple days.
Couple days, and my sense of sin should pick something up if it happened shortly after that. But
Oh, most certainly. Like within
done
the last month or 2, you definitely know you're picking up those, because you're picking up the recent stains, like what they got recently. This is further than that.
Wow. All right. That doesn't happen often.
No, especially not for the hound. You come back to your
I'll just kinda
senses.
I'll sit back and just cross my legs.
So Sierra, let's do the 3 of you. Anything else I can do for you, gentlemen?
no, we were hoping you could shed some light on more than what we saw. Maybe you knew who those guys were.
I
But,
don't. I will find out.
my advice as a up and coming member of the Torador clan, I would invest some time and energy into opening yourself up to things that might not be normally visible, especially when going and investigating houses with weirdo asshole occult freaks.
You'll see Sierra look at Alexa. You hear that? Eyes, senses, aspects, I think it's called. And Alexa just kind of raises a middle finger. Straight to Sierra, like, I know how to do that, thanks. I was focused on the things in the basement, not the asshole sneaking up behind me.
No, totally fair. And I assume that, which is why my second suggestion as a Torador and hoping to be in good standing someday in my clan, get some friends.
Alexa will just chuckle. It's, yeah. Touche. Yeah. This is kind of a solo job most of the time, though, but backup wouldn't hurt now and again.
Fair.
All right, well, I guess we should, fuck off to the wind then.
We'll get out of your hair.
Have a good night.
Alexa just kind of nod at you. Sierra's like, no problem, gentlemen. I'm just going to have Yesenia wake up the rest of them, and we'll figure out how to deal with them later.
Yeah. If you need anything, give us a call.
Mm-hmm. Will do.
We'll stand and fuck off.
We'll fuck off.
You guys start walking out. You kind of, ascend out of the sitting area, walk towards the hallway, and as you cross that doorway and start making your way towards the elevator, you see Mitchell wearing his suit, got his earpiece in. He kind of looks to you guys, motions you over.
Yeah, I'll go over.
Head over.
Okay.
Do us a favor. Y'all didn't see Yesenia here. Yeah?
Good.
All right, who was that?
Exactly. Have a good night, gentlemen.
You too.
And he'll let you go.
Fidelity.
Yeah, he'll let you go unobstructed to the elevator. Head straight on down. As it dings on the second level of the parking garage, you guys step out. The ghoul down there just gives you a nod. Have a good night, guys. Small wave. You guys get to the SUV unmolested. What are you doing?
You guys want to stop for a nightcap? I'm a little hungry.
Yeah, we should do that.
Sure.
Normal stomping grounds?
Yeah, play it safe tonight.
Yeah.
All right. I'm off to exit.
Okay. Who is hunting first as you guys pull on up?
So, okay. I'm probably being really, really fucking paranoid, but I just feel like something else is going on here. So when we pull up to the parking lot and they get out, I'm going to tell them I'll be back with them in a few minutes. And I'm literally going to comb this fucking vehicle for like a bug or like some sort. I don't know why. I just feel like something is amiss.
He's combing the vehicle for a Jason Newberry.
I don't know. I'm going to look for anything out of the ordinary. A fucking occult sigil, a token that we didn't put there, anything.
Yeah, Yesenia is a problem. And I'm going to learn Spanish real quick.
So go ahead and roll me your wits and awareness as you go over the vehicle. Or, investigation would also work, whichever, your preference.
Well, I have awareness, so
okay.
I'll go with that. And you know what, guys? I think this is an important roll, so I'm going to use some dice.
How many would you like to use?
What do you guys think I should use?
What do we have left?
You have 10.
Fucking 10.
Use 2 at least.
2 or 3. Yeah, for sure.
We'll take 3 because I'm a greedy fuck.
All right, you guys are at 7. Wow.
Oh, well, that's a critical.
4. All right, so 4 successes. You find a cell phone in the back seat, like between like the 2 seats, just underneath one of them.
I will pick it up. Is it on? Is it running?
Yep, it's on. It's a small. It's a little like cell phone, like an iPhone.
Okay. I will slide it back where I found it, and I will use Silence of Death, and I will remove myself from the vehicle and close the door so whoever's listening in on our conversation can't fucking hear us.
Okay.
While we're outside waiting, walking up, I'll just like lean into Preston and be like, so call me crazy, but I think Yesenia is a pawn of Larson. Why would she give a fuck about us if she wasn't working with or for someone who was already interested in us?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I'm a little bit thrown off by why it's such a big deal that we're not supposed to mention that Yesenia was over with the Lasombra.
Yeah, that I'm not sure of either. But I think she's taken too much of an interest in us, considering we're small fries, we're little fish. We've done nothing to rock the boat yet. We've only helped, and I see how that could be a little suspicious. but at the same time, like from the way she's acting, she's really kind of got a hard on for us.
I'll come
And
walking
so
up
did
to you
Larson.
guys. So, let's go like stand over here by this loud music because like I really like this song.
Yeah, it's a great
So
song.
I'll lead you to a place where there's like music playing that's very loud, but you guys can still hear me.
Yep.
And I'll let you know. Yeah, so someone was definitely spying on our conversation. There's a cell phone in the backseat of the vehicle that is currently on and active.
Oh,
I don't know
buddy.
whose it is,
The
and
plot thickens.
but I have to assume that it was put there while we were in that garage. Well, I have to hope because if it was put there before we were in that garage,
We're fucked.
we should pack our fucking
Yeah,
bags.
we're fucked. Yeah.
However,
Well, at least now we know
I
we can
don't-
tailor our conversations.
I don't recall any point where we had the vehicle not within our eyesight. It has to have happened in that fucking parking garage because I just got this feeling, just this ominous feeling. So,
Let me ask you this.
mhm.
We just hauled like 5 bodies. Is it possible that the phone fell out of somebody's pocket?
And made a phone call on its own and was currently on an active call.
Oh, it's actively on a call.
Yeah, right
That's
now
what
it
he
is.
said, yeah.
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
what
yeah.
number?
Well, you see, I didn't go playing around with it because I don't know if there's a camera on. I just found it, saw that it was actively engaged in a call, and was jammed in between our seats.
All right, well, we should definitely get that number.
So there's 3 people off the top of my head that I'm thinking of right now. First, number 1 is Yesenia. Number 2 is Jason Newberry. And number 3 is that Nathaniel guy.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 3 that have popped up just randomly and obviously watching us.
Or it's the fucking Lasombra, whose haven we were in, whose ghouls or whatever the fuck she has working for her are. Oh, by the way, Ray, we're like by the speaker.
I heard you.
Okay.
That's. I guess that could be a 4th. The reason I didn't throw that one in there is we've done nothing but help her ever.
No shit. Why do you think she would? She's a fucking Sabbat turncoat who's come to the Camarilla, fleeing from psychos that are trying to kill her, and every
Sure.
time she needs something, we're there to help her. I wouldn't trust us.
That's fair.
She's a fucking Lasombra. She's not a fucking...
Well, I don't think anybody trusts us anyways.
No.
I just didn't think it was her because I guess she's a 4th. We'll throw her in there for sure.
I think we definitely need to think in a more 3-dimensional chess sort of thing. She sees us as being her buddies and her allies whenever we need her or whenever she needs us. But why? What have we gotten out of it? What have we benefited from helping her?
Fair.
So why wouldn't she then want to spy on us? And specifically, I think this because we left that place and her door guy was like, hey, don't tell anyone, blah.
Right.
So I think that phone's there because I think they want to know, are we going to go behind them? And
fuck them.
but either way, when we're in that vehicle and that phone is in that vehicle, we need to be the 2 Torador and the caitiff.
Yep.
Also, we need to find a new place to park our car.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the phone's
Yeah.
active, the GPS is active. And personally, I don't like people knowing exactly where I live.
No, that's fine. I'll find a parking garage a couple blocks away. We'll park there and we'll just hoof it to the house every night.
Yeah, it's Chicago.
That, or we can park
in front of
somewhere
your-
else completely random and fucking Uber closer to the house. Either way, it's easily done.
You can get street parking, but you're gonna probably walk a ways.
Yeah,
That's
we're
fine.
gonna
There's no
have to do the
garages out
Chicago
where you guys
shuffle.
are at. Yeah.
I mean, people, it's not hard to find, or it's not hard for people to find the general area we live because we have domain.
Right, exactly. But
So we'll just park somewhere within our domain.
I would rather them physically follow us, and we have the ability to potentially spot them,
Oh, yeah,
than to
for
leave
sure.
a beacon in our car for them to walk to.
Well, the battery's going to be dead in the fucking thing. It's on an active call. How long do you think it's going to last before it dies?
Well, 6 hours probably. That's
Give or
the
take.
average call time of a cell phone.
Yeah, so one day we got to
By
one,
dawn.
not even half a night. We got to deal with this. Why don't we just ditch the fucking phone somewhere?
We'll ditch it
'Cause
in
then
the
they'll know
car
we
where
found
it's
it.
at.
Who gives a fuck if they know they found? We'll just, if they say anything, we'll just say we thought it was from one of the
I
assholes
think-
in the car.
I think we leave it in the car like normal, like we haven't spotted it. We check tomorrow to see if someone's replaced it because ghouls work during the day. We don't.
Yeah.
Then we know someone is definitely.
Right. I think it's cell phone now and something else later. I don't know why I thought that it was a good idea to check, but I just had this feeling.
Well, it
It's
was
a
a
damn
good idea.
to check.
So
Well played, sir.
you
Well
know,
played.
we just have to be very careful and particular about who we are and who we pretend to be. So
Sure. Good call. It's time to step up our game, basically.
So y'all are going to finish off the night hunting.
yeah.
Yep.
So, given that it was a very eventful night, you guys are starting to kind of let your hair down and just decompress, even though you found this cell phone, and that kind of adds a weird layer of complexity to your potential relationship with Sierra. I'm going to let you guys manage to carouse for the rest of the evening, but probably around closing time for exit, so probably like 4 or so, you guys start to have to filtering out, and that's when you get the last of your feeding done. But I'll let you guys get down to 1 hunger.
Okay.
Since this is your stomping ground, Jimmy's there. He can funnel prey towards you. So you've got assistance on premises. You know, your ghoul's there. So this is kind of an easy feed, but you definitely won't be able to have him kind of help you out with this too often because that's going to start, people are going to be like, what the fuck is going on? But he does funnel the occasional person, gives you guys some private time, actually gives you access to some of the staff rooms in the back to make it easier to feed, which is why the 3 of you are actually able to feed here tonight. Nothing really substantial in the way of anything out of the ordinary. This is almost like Preston called it a while back, maintenance. You guys are just kind of topping off, getting rid of some of that hunger that's been gnawing at your souls a bit as you guys have had a very active evening. And it's just to kind of sate the beast and push it down a bit. So you kind of drowned it in blood for the night. So by the time it's like 4 or so in the morning, their house lights are popping on and they're funneling people out. You guys kind of saunter out the back, maybe a little bit buzzed from some of the people you fed on, 1 or 2 different vessels throughout the night to kind of spread it out a bit. And you're a little feeling good as you get back towards the car, a bit warm, on the that blood scale is like a little bit warm inside yourselves as you guys make it out into the cool air and get back towards the car. Now, you park along the side, along the street, next to the block that runs, right alongside exit. And you get to the car and you get in the car. It's nice to just kind of get out of the cold for a second because with that blood comes a bit more sensitive skin. You guys just fed you that heady rush of sensitivity from the blood rush. So when you guys turn on the heater and get the car over, it's a nice welcome sensation as it warms up and you guys start heading home. Now, I know that Lamont and Sullivan were saying not going to go straight to the house. You can find some street parking roughly 2 or 3 blocks away, just on the edge of your domain.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I mean, we live in the city, so,
Okay.
it's not really out of the ordinary to park in the street.
No, not at all. You guys will kind of hoof it.
Be aware, see if anybody's watching, shit like that while we're walking, I guess.
Okay.
A little more paranoid than normal.
You won't see anything out of the ordinary, especially at this time of night / early morning. Most of the neighborhood's already asleep, has been asleep for a while. You don't really, and as predators, you're kind of aware of things going on in your immediate vicinity in terms of is anybody else kind of carousing through our place looking for shit? Is anybody feeding in our turf essentially? And as you guys walk by the houses, look down the gangways and kind of check out the streets, scope down the cross streets, there's nobody really out except for the 3 of you. So you don't hear anything unusual, nothing kind of, alerts your sense, nothing feels off about your domain. And you actually make it to the house without issue at all. You get home without incident.
Definitely. First thing I'm going to check on is our mentor.
He's still in the box.
Perfect.
Your mentor's still in the box. There's no odd clove smell, nothing, strange going on. Nothing's been moved. For Lamont especially, who, since he handles most of the checking of the security and the doors and all, everything seems completely in order.
Okay.
So I guess I'm going to end off the night because I wasn't able to successfully ward the door to the basement, and I wasn't able to successfully ward our front door.
No, they just made you hungry.
Right. So I will attempt those before we go to sleep, and I might be hungry still. We'll
All right.
see what happens.
Do you want to do the basement first?
Yes, basement first, for sure.
No, wait, you got the
right
basement.
back.
It's the lock in the door that you didn't get.
Was it the lock in the door?
Yeah, because you
Okay, then
failed
I'll
on
do
the
the-
lock.
Then I'll do the door first and the lock second.
Okay.
Do the rouse. I succeeded, so I won't be hungry.
Which is
Hopefully
nice
it'll
because you just got up
fuck it
to,
up.
your one hunger.
I'm not going to use any dice or anything. I'll just hope for the best here.
I
Fuck
did a
you.
great job.
It doesn't seem to catch again. Like you coat.
No,
You-
I'm
you
gonna
do
do
this-
power. Fuck that.
Okay.
Mother beach. Nice. So 3.
Oh, look at you, you little dastardly bastard! You pull it off. Like you ward the door the first time. You as you go over it and you're inscribing the sigils and putting your blood on it. Doesn't seem to set right, but you redouble your efforts and it seems to settle it. The magic seems to actually wrap around the object properly and seal itself.
And then I will try to.
The lock?
Actually, yeah, fuck it. It's a level of protection, I guess. So I will gain a hunger on
You
that
do
one.
get a little hungrier as you're using your blood again, like just inscribing the sigils over the lock that's going on this chest, and as you're kind of coating the bare surface with some of your blood, you're kind of draining a little bit more than normal, and you kind of feel the hunger kind of creep up on you.
Yep. And I succeeded. I got 3.
The magic wraps right around the lock, and you feel that ward go straight into effect.
Perfect. Now it's fucking bedtime.
Yes. You all retire for the day as it starts to approach. You feel yourself getting a little more sluggish as you go on. For Sullivan, literally after you finish the lock, Preston's walking in, getting ready for bed. Like, aren't you fucking tired? And you feel your body starting to grow a little heavier as the sun's starting to just peak at the edge of the horizon. Because it takes a while for each one of these rituals. It's like a half an hour since you got home. And
Oh, yeah,
you
for sure.
traveled from downtown to the north side and then had to walk. So you're looking at probably, it's almost like 6:30 at this point. So you manage to get to bed. Right as you're hitting the mattress, your eyes just close and you fall into that day death sleep. All right, so the Ness has gotten back home. They found a mysterious cell phone in their car, which raised a lot of suspicions about who put it there. Eyes right now are in Lasombra, which honestly is not a bad guess. They've managed to drop off all the hound and the people they found at that house. And things are a little interesting around Sierra's neck of the woods. We'll see how that goes as we continue with our next episode. See you all then.